Olá pessoal, tudo bom? Bom, tô aqui hoje para mais um vídeo, na verdade um áudio original de Dave Elman. Dave Elman tem muito pouca coisa gravada, então isso é um achado. Dave Elman foi considerado o pai da hipnose médica, tendo formado mais de 10 mil médicos somente nos Estados Unidos. Bom, eu sou Wagner Pérez da HipnoBR, sou hipnoterapeuta, palestrante, coach. Quero que você preste bastante atenção nesse áudio extremamente interessante, por causa que a técnica que este homem, que Dave Elman traz, é uma técnica que em 20 minutos vai curar a gagueira de uma das pessoas. Esse áudio foi gravado dentro de um dos cursos para médicos. Vocês vão ver essa técnica incrível que somente em 20 minutos consegue eliminar a gagueira desse indivíduo. Bom, você vai acompanhar o áudio, depois nós voltamos a fazer as considerações. Boa aula, acompanha aí.
Now, I think we have a couple more stuttering cases here, and since those are always pretty interesting cases, let's try another one of them and let you see how they work. Here's a Leonard Bloom, severe stammering. See if we can help him. Here, Mr. Bloom, right? And your first name is what?
Leonard.
Leonard, and that's what they call you, I guess, huh? Leonard,
With Jerry.
what?
With Jerry.
Jerry, they call you. Jerry Bloom, is that it?
Yeah.
Jerry, do you know when you started stammering?
Well, no. I believe I did all my life.
Seems to you that you did all your life.
Yes, sir.
And yet your common sense tells you that nobody is born with a stammer, you know that. So that it must have happened someplace. And if we can find out where it happened, we might be able to have you able to cope with the cause and, as in the case of Morris, get rid of the stammer entirely. When do you stammer mostly, Jerry? When you're excited, or when is it?
Yeah. Especially when... especially when I'm excited.
Especially when you're excited.
Yes, sir.
And then this stutter gets awfully bad. Is that the idea?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And and I'm worse. No, I'm worse right now than I have been in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Are you going through some pretty trying times at the present time?
No, sir.
Everything all right at home?
Yes, sir.
Family all right?
Yes, sir.
And you're doing all right? Are you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, your business is all right, or your work, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, Jerry?
I'm an operating engineer.
Mm-hmm. And do you find that your stammering interferes with your work?
No, sir.
I see. You've taken a line of work where the stammering does not interfere with the work. I see. And we've got a pretty good indication that it's a pretty severe stammer, Jerry. But if I am going to help you, then I've got to give you the same instructions that I gave to Morris. You see, if I meet up with resistance, I'm unable to work.
That's right.
I'm unable to help. And then I just feel like I'm taking the doctor's time needlessly, and after all, this is a classroom.
Sure.
You understand that? So, if you will try and work with me, Jerry, maybe I can help you. I'll try anyhow. And if you try, maybe together we'll get someplace. So just take a good long deep breath and close your eyes. Now relax those eye muscles to the point where they just won't work, Jerry. When you're sure they won't work, test them. Make sure they won't work. Test them hard. Now let that feeling go right down to your toes. And now, Jerry, let every bit of your body, every part of your body completely relax. We can double that relaxation completely by having you, when I tell you to, open and close your eyes again. So now open them, now close them. Now completely relax, Jerry, and when we do this the third time, I think you'll be completely relaxed physically. So open your eyes, now close them. That's right. Now, I'm going to lift this hand, if you don't mind, Jerry. This one, right here. Let it be completely relaxed. That's it. Beautifully relaxed. Jerry, that's what I mean by working with a person.
Yes.
Now, make the numbers disappear, because I want you to be mentally relaxed just as you are physically. Start from 100.
100.
Now, each time you say a number, double your relaxation. Watch the numbers disappear.
99.
Now they'll disappear. Gone completely. Isn't that right?
98.
Make them disappear, Jerry. Will them away. Just dispel them. They all gone?
Yes, sir.
Good. That's cooperation beautifully. Incidentally, this afternoon, I will tell you that I am getting wonderful cooperation from these patients. And that's a big help to me. Jerry, when you're relaxed like this, just like I told Morris and you heard me tell him,
Yes, sir.
you can live through any part of your life that you ever lived through the first time. We always think that everything we've ever lived through is forgotten or that we retain it in the form of memories. As a matter of fact, it's there. It's a part of us, and we live our life in the light of reflected action. The things we used to do, we're still doing in our minds, you know.
Yes.
So, I would like to take you back to when you were a boy to find out if this stammer or stutter or whatever you want to call it was there when you were a little boy. So, Jerry, tell me this. Did you celebrate Christmas in your house when you were a little kid?
No, sir.
That is, there was no Christmas tree or anything like that. Did you have birthday parties when you were a little kid? Mm-hmm. But you did go to school when you were a little kid, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to take you back to the first grade in school because I want to talk to that little kid in the first grade. Did you go to kindergarten? Maybe I'll take you back to kindergarten if you went to kindergarten.
Yes, sir.
You did go to kindergarten. All right, I'm going to take you back to kindergarten. And when I lift your hand and drop it, Jerry, don't try to remember because that's what defeats us all the time.
Yes, sir.
In other words, just say to yourself, if it's going to be there, it's going to be there, and I'd like it to be there. So when I lift your hand and drop it, it'll be when you were in kindergarten. And you'll see yourself in kindergarten as clearly as if you were there the first time. And I'm going to talk to little Jerry in kindergarten, because that's what they called you then, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Leonard.
They called you Leonard when you were in kindergarten. So I'll call you Leonard because you'll be that little boy in kindergarten when I lift your hand and drop it. So stay completely relaxed and watch it happen. That's it. There you are. Leonard, you're in kindergarten. Do you like kindergarten?
Yes, sir.
Take a look around kindergarten. Do you get along with the kids all right?
Yes, sir.
Get along with the teacher?
Yes, sir.
You like the teacher?
Yes, sir.
Jerry, tell me this. You're in kindergarten and everything is so clear. You can see everything is clear now. Do you have fun in this kindergarten?
Yes, sir.
And do you ever stutter or stammer?
Yes, sir.
You do. So this means that you started to stammer or stutter before you went to kindergarten. So we're going to take you back now to before you started kindergarten. This will be a year earlier, before you started a kindergarten. And it'll be a year earlier, and you'll be doing something that you haven't thought of ever since the time that you did it, but it'll be something that you liked to do when you were 3 years old. And I'll be talking to you, and you'll be just a little boy, 3 years old. It'll be the year before you were in kindergarten. There you are. What are you doing, Leonard?
Playing in the backyard.
Playing in the backyard? What are you doing? What are you playing with? What's there?
Some dirt.
Some dirt?
Yes, sir.
Well, Leonard, you're about 3 years old, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever stammer? Maybe you don't know what it means. Do you ever stutter? Do you ever have trouble in talking, Leonard?
Yes, sir.
You do have trouble in talking. Well, when I lift your hand and drop it, it'll be the first day you ever had trouble with talking. And you'll know what caused it when I lift and drop your hand. Now stay relaxed and you'll have it. There you are. What's been happening today, Leonard, that makes a little boy have trouble talking?
Well, my father come home drunk.
Your father came home drunk. And what did he do? You tell me, Leonard, because this will stop you from stammering forever if we get all this out. And we want all this out. So what did your daddy do? You can tell me.
Well, he beat me.
He beat you. Why did he beat you?
Well, twice I must have done something he didn't want me to do.
You did something he didn't want you to do? Or maybe you didn't do something he didn't want you to do. Maybe he was beating you just because he was drunk. Do you think it was? Huh?
I don't know.
Well, when I lift your hand and drop it, you'll know why it was he beat you and what you did if you did anything. Stay relaxed, you'll have it. What did you do, Leonard?
Well, I was thinking. Well, we had some little wood chickens.
You had some little wood chickens, yes.
And I drowned them.
When you drowned them?
Yeah.
When you say wood chickens...
No, we had some little chickens.
Oh, you had some little chickens?
Yeah.
And you drowned them? Did you do it accidentally?
No, I just did it on purpose.
You did it on purpose? You drowned them?
Yes, sir.
And this... now, there must have been a reason why a little boy would pick on those chickens, and maybe we can find out. Maybe there was a little resentment against something or somebody. Was there anybody you didn't like at this time?
No, sir.
Did you like Daddy all right?
Yes, sir.
Did you like Mother all right?
Yes, sir.
Brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir.
Did you take them out of the house to drown them?
No, they were all in the yard.
They were in the yard. You'll be out in the yard when I lift your hand. It'll be before the chickens are drowned, and then you can tell me whether it's on purpose or not. And maybe you don't even know whether it was on purpose or not. And maybe you'll find out now, because it'll be just before they were drowned. What are you doing, Leonard? You're playing with the chickens, are you?
No, they're ducks.
Ducks. See? Now we find out more. Take a look at the ducks. Do you like these little ducks?
Yes, sir.
You do like them. Well, what are you doing with them? If they're ducks, what are you doing with the ducks?
I'm putting them in a tub of water.
Putting them in a tub of water.
Yes, sir.
Well, isn't that all right for ducks to go in water?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, then, do you have any ideas of what you want to do with the ducks or anything?
Oh, I want to watch them swim.
You want to watch them swim. And now you're watching them swim, and is there any idea on your part to do anything harmful to the ducks or anything?
No, sir.
No, sir. Well, then what happens to these ducks?
They all drown.
They all drown in the water?
Yes, sir.
How did they drown, Leonard?
Well, because they couldn't swim.
Well, ducks naturally swim. Take a look at them again. Are they ducks or are they chickens? Take a look at them. Because if they're ducks, they'd naturally swim.
Well, they're chickens.
They're chickens.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and chickens can't swim, but ducks can swim.
Yes, sir.
And it was chickens. Well, what made you think for a while that they were ducks, Leonard? Because you called them ducks a little while ago.
I don't really know. I just thought that they could swim.
Oh, I see. Then you didn't want to really hurt these chickens, did you?
No, sir.
So that this would be just a little mistake that a little boy made, is that it?
Yes, sir.
And because he made this little mistake, his daddy came home and beat him for it, and now because he doesn't know what to say to his daddy, he tries to talk and explain.
Oh, he would.
You can tell me.
He would never. What would he?
You'll be able to talk without stammering when I snap my fingers.
Well, he would never let me cry.
He would never let you cry?
No, sir.
He wouldn't let you cry?
No, sir.
I see. And that's repression, unable to cry. Did he give you any reason why he wouldn't let you cry?
Every time what he tell me that he would beat me harder if I cried.
He would beat you harder if you'd cry, and then so you were afraid to cry, and that stammer inside of you represents that concealed tear. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Well, now let me tell you that I want you to notice how close a stammer is to a sob. It's awfully close to it, isn't it, yes, Leonard, huh? And it's that stifled sob every time you stammer. Did you ever realize that?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You did realize it?
Yes, sir.
In other words, you've known this all along, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You've known that it's because he wouldn't let you cry that you've been stammering, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can get rid of that cry now. That is, you can cry if you want to, Leonard, and you'll find that you won't stammer anymore. If you feel like crying, you can just let loose, because you're a big man now, and if you feel like crying, you can let it all out. Because this is the emotion you felt as a little kid, and if it comes out of you now, it'll do you a lot of good. If you feel like crying, let it go. That's it. That's it, let it all out. Sure, and you won't stammer anymore just on account of it. Get rid of that emotion that's been pent up in you for so many years. Let it all out. Let it just come out good. I've never known a stammering or a stuttering case that didn't involve some such emotional situation. And any time I see one of these people brought to a speech therapist and they start teaching them slowly to talk, I think to myself, well, what a misguided notion. They're going ahead and thinking they can help people. This is the way to help people. He'll get that out of his system, and then you see how well he talks. There'll be no stammer there at all once that's... And if his father had let him do it when he was a kid, he wouldn't stammer. But this was a misunderstanding of a parent for a child. Felt kind of good to get that out of your system, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
You bet you let it. You let it all come out. Let all that pent-up emotion come right out of you. This has been concealed in him for... God knows. He's a grown man, and he was about 3 years old when this thing happened. So he must be... Well, he must have had this thing pent up in him for about... How old are you, Gary?
I'll be 50 years old.
47 years old. 47 years old.
No, I'm 49 now.
You're 49, so he'd be about 46 years of repressed emotion, and what that will do to a person. It's probably meant a lot of difference in his living conditions, in his livelihood, in the way he's made his living, in the way he's gotten along with people and everything. And if his dad had just let him cry it out when he was a little kid, he would have been just as normal a youngster as anybody in the world. But here he is, a little kid, not knowing whether chickens are ducks or ducks are chickens, but if they're birds, they ought to be able to swim. He puts them in water and they drown. And then when he wants to cry, his dad says, I'll beat you all the more if you cry. And so afraid to cry, the result is a stammer below the level of conscious awareness. And so every time he wants to cry, there's a stammer there. Every time he has emotion, it's in the form of a stammer. Maybe I'm making it too easy. Maybe I'm trying to indicate that one such session and he needs no more. No, indeed, I'm not indicating that. There isn't a person that I work with ever in hypnoanalysis that couldn't stand more than one session. And this is not advanced to you as a panacea nor an elixir. It's not advanced to you as a cure-all. It is advanced to you as getting at the cause of these conditions which are so foreign to the doctor's training. No doctor knows why a person stutters. I know why a person stutters. But the average doctor, the average psychiatrist who takes these courses with me, and I've had over 150 psychiatrists in these classes, some of the most learned psychiatrists in this country, for their textbooks are used in the teaching of psychiatry. And these men have said to me that in all their teachings, nobody ever taught them that a stutter was caused by something, and they've never been able to go back and find the cause of a stutter as we are able to do in hypnoanalysis. But we're also able to find the cause of migraines. We're able to find the cause of a person getting fat. We're able to find the cause of so many things. And when these causes are revealed to the people, They show a natural tendency to get better, and they show a natural tendency to listen to their doctor more and take the doctor's advice. And so the doctor doesn't lose them as a patient, but he has them as a patient until they're well. And once you do hypnoanalysis on a fat person and get out the cause and they lose the weight, they'll stay at that normal weight. I bet you feel a lot better, huh?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
See that? And there's no stammer there now, is there?
No, sir.
You think there ever will be?
No, sir.
If there ever is, if there ever shows the slightest sign of a tendency to a stammer again, Jerry or Leonard, I want you to think instantly of those chickens and your daddy beating you.
Yes, sir.
Think of it instantly. It'll be like a mental flash, instantly. And the minute you say that, I'm not going to stammer just because my dad wouldn't let me cry. After all, there was no venom in what you did as a child, was there?
No, sir.
You didn't mean to go out and kill those chickens, but this was the natural mistake that any little child might make.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to see the little birds swim, and you didn't know that the birds couldn't swim, and so when they drowned, you were just, I suppose, as heartbroken as anybody about it, but Daddy wouldn't let you explain.
No, sir.
He just beat you for it.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you'll stutter anymore or stammer anymore, Jerry. What do you think?
No, sir, I don't think I will either.
In fact, you know you won't.
That's right.
And I want you, if you do, your doctor's right here, Dr. Isley.
Yes, sir.
Where's Dr. Isley? Oh, there he is, Dr. Isley. If he shows any tendency towards a recurrence of the stammer, doctor, take him back and do this over again. And each time you do it, you'll find he gets a tremendous, tremendous boost out of it. I think that you've probably got a complete removal of the stammer by what we've let him do today. I can't swear to it. Sometimes we get these sensational recoveries that look like magic, and sometimes we don't. But I'm not trying to get a sensational recovery in any case that I work on. What I am trying to do is to advance my knowledge to the doctor's experience and have him able to do the same thing.
Bom, gente, tudo isso que você viu aí agora é uma técnica incrível e, pasmem, extremamente atual. A técnica é atual e é utilizada até hoje. É as técnicas que eu aprendi nos cursos, que eu sou formado também pelo Instituto Dave Elman, e é a técnica que aplico também no meu consultório e ensino meus alunos nos cursos de formação para novos hipnoterapeutas. Então, tem sempre muita coisa boa que a gente resgata e que ainda é sempre utilizada e que se torna atual até os dias de hoje. Tá? Acompanhe aí o nosso conteúdo, acompanhe o nosso canal, se inscreva no canal, clica aí no sininho para você ter as novas notificações, os novos vídeos e acompanhe a gente. Tá? Até a próxima!